So how I'm thinking that I want to start off today is I want to resize all of our buddy here and place him on all of the different parts of the stairwell that we've made, because we're going to start doing our breakdowns. I need to know where he falls in each of the positions so I can think critically about which breakdowns I need to make and where. All right, let's just bring that down a little bit. There we go, much more productive. So I need to know what my arc is. Well, if I remember correctly, I don't think I want to do an exact 180-degree semicircle, because when we jump, we don't do that. We do kind of more of a gateway to the west arch. So I'm thinking if we want to land here, well, I guess that means I want to take you and put you, I think it was right about there. And then, oh, so what I want to do then is I want to go back, I want to make a layer that has the arches, and then I can place the bodies of the flower sack where they need to go. Why do you keep doing that? Oh, because I hit the top button. I want to hit the down button. Got it. Okay. So what I can first do is make a starting point with you. How tall do I want you to be? Well, let's see. Sack of flower is probably going to be like, what, 2 feet? 2 to 2.5 feet means if we take a step, that means so 7 inches plus 5 is 12 to 24, 7, 14, 21. So he's a little over 3 steps high. That would make him like this big. That's no fun at all. Alright, well then, to heck with science. We're going to take you and make you roughly 3/4. Unless, of course, I actually made the steps wider. I didn't think about this. I definitely was not taking size into account. Right. Well, okay, so I already have the idea that we're going to be jumping up onto the steps. The easiest thing to do would actually be to extend the steps outward. Make them larger. If we make the step 2 steps wider, then you can be like that big. And I think that's a pretty good size. I like that ratio there. Okay, let's do my extension. Alright, that gives us a much better stairwell to work with here. And we still got the lines of our arcs, so now we're going to take those lines and use that for placement for our buddy here. And I'm definitely going to use this size, because I like this size of the flower sack in relation to the stairs. Alright, great. Let's see how that came out. Let's bring it down to 8. And there you go. Oh, that's already wonderful. Yep, that's already exactly in line with what I wanted to go for. Even from those frames, I can tell that this is going to be really nice. Great. So, now next up on that is I do want to see where it is that I want to have my breakdowns before I do my in-betweens. So the keyframes are all of the most important positions that the character is in that express the motion. The breakdowns are the motions that get you to those keyframes. So for example, we have a keyframe where we're standing still, and we know that we have a keyframe position where we want to be bent over. However, there are a couple of different ways that the character could get to this bend. They could squat straight down, which would make their back push out, or they could lean over, which keeps the back stationary. So the breakdown is what's going to define which of those two motions we're going to do. And for this example, it looks like I already have his back pushing out. So, I guess, if I'm standing here and thinking of jumping, I do go straight down and then jump up. I don't lean forward and then go and do the jump. So it does make a lot more sense to go with the red lines on this one. So, of course, then that does beg the question, do I need a breakdown to these points? And I don't believe so, because this is just moving straight from one position to the next. However, I will 100% need a breakdown from this pose to this. And the big thing with this breakdown is actually not the head, the top of the sack, but the legs. See, I have one leg that goes up first before the other, so I need a pose that gets me to the one leg up, as if I took this and brought it down. Because in order to push off and get to here, this leg has to go up first. Alright, and then this one I will plop into all the other places that it's going to need to be in. Good, good, good. Alright. Oh, I wanted to make this a much more full-bodied. Yeah, let me do that. Oh, you know what's something that I can do here? I can actually show motion by having the tassels be moving behind the flour sack. And then let's go to past frames and make that adjustment with the tassels. Beautiful! Now, of course, this frame can be deleted. Goodbye, frame. We appreciated you while we had the time together. And now I need the tassels for this land. I'm actually going to have this bottom tassel here. See how it's currently curved towards this direction? When it lands, that implies that it's actually behind, or at the very least underneath the leg. I'm going to actually have it go underneath the leg behind, swirl over, and then reappear on the other side. So here it's invisible, and then this frame, it pops up again. Of course, that's the theory. Whether or not I can draw 3 lines is a completely different story. Ah, yes. And now the how do I want to go about these? How? Well, let's see. What's the momentum that we're working with here? What's the motions that we're working with here? We land, which means we are definitely... Everything about this screams a straight down into the leg. Right, so the whole body is going to shift in and collapse into that point. And then if you push yourself up off of that, while you have momentum taking you this way, if you try to push yourself back up to stabilize, you of course average out to that. So we're definitely going to have a swoop up and around to stabilize. So that means this landing motion, if I did Control Z to bring it back to its full size, would be making contact at this point. So that means this upright position is right here. So I've got 2 options here. I can either make one breakdown here, but then of course that just creates a line that goes from here to here and here to here. I don't want that. However, if I do a breakdown here and a breakdown here, then we have 1, 2, 3, and that little box makes a much more believable curve. So I'm going to make 2 breakdowns between this frame and this frame. So with this first breakdown, the shape actually is kind of a diamond, which is acute in its corners here, and obtuse here and here. So that's a stretch, right? So now I need the opposing squash like this. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do here is this arm is down this way and ends up this way. So it's like that, and that. It just sort of curves up with the rest of the body. However, the right arm here, it's up facing this way, and then it's out facing this way. But the thing is, there's no obvious curve to make it do that. Not like this, where we have our motion that comes over. So what I think I'm going to do is a bounce, where I'm going to have the arm come down. It's going to follow through, sort of to the point where it's actually facing towards the camera with the tassels like that, as it bounces from facing this way, over, facing the camera, and then back over this way. Now let's go drop this where it needs to go. Oh, it is where it needs to go. And now I need one more that, of course, is here. Well, actually, it's more like there. I mean, do I need to have that? Let me see if I need to have that, because it's a lot of frames that I get to save if it doesn't really gain anything by having this. If I can just have it be a bounce, then that's that much production time and frames that I save. So let me drop you in all the other places that you need to be in, which I should probably find out. Oh, that actually turned out really nicely. What a happy accident. Land, fold, jump. Cool. Alright, now let's see how that works out. That hop is really, really good. What about this one, though? Yeah, it feels a bit sudden. I think I do want that breakdown there. Also, I'm curious about something. What does this frame look like between these two? How does that look? I like that. Alright, so now what am I missing? I'm missing this transition and this transition, so it's 2 more breakdowns that I need to do. Alright, and then I should be good to clean up before I start in-betweening. I'm going to try something a little different this time. I'm going to make this breakdown by in-betweening. So I guess that just makes it an in-between, doesn't it? I wonder if I flip-flop these two right arms. I'm curious. Alright, how does that look? Yeah, that's actually pretty decent. Alright, cool. I'll take it. Alright, now I gotta go fix up the tassels. This one's actually going to get held for 3 frames, and when we land, the tassels will just fall, and then we'll come up. Alright, so how do we look? Let's bring the stairs back in. Why not? Nice, nice. Alright. Dude, so what are we... What should we doing? What should we doing? Ah, here we go. This one I wanted to add some more substance to. Now let me make some body with this one. Alright, now that's a little bit more interesting of a piece to work with, so let's use that and replace all of the other jumps with this. Great, great, great! Okay, now how do I want to make this transition? It looks like we've got this arm here comes around, well, not that severe. It sort of comes at like that arc. While this one has a little bit more of a severe transition up to here. The arch of the back moves in as the arm goes up. So if we are going from a this curve to a that curve, as the side does here and here, then of course the middle ground is going to be straight. So this breakdown is going to have a straight back. And I think we're also going to have a little bit of this going on, because we go from looking down to looking up. So we're going to see the top part of the sack facing out towards us when it reaches this halfway point. Alright, let's make some magic. Alright, let's see what this bad boy comes out to be. Let's do it. That is just wonderful. That is so cute. That is so... Oh, I could watch this all day. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's all finished up. Alright, so the last thing that I want to take care of today is I just want to do a brief touch-up of everything just to make sure that all of my lines connect and that everything has the body and folds that I want. Just going through each frame individually and doing any copy-pasting that's necessary just to make sure that I'm in a good spot so that way next video, the only thing I have to do is my timing and my betweening. Yet in the interest of sanity, I'll spare you those 26 hard-fought minutes of cleanup, and remember that this has nothing to do with me shaving episode time and everything to do with my appreciation for your personal well-being. Also, since the flour sack has me in learning limbo, I'll be scattering in some unique honorable mentions to fill in the gaps. This week goes out to Juanjo Juanito for the masterpiece that is the animated music video for Freak of the Week by Freak Kitchen.